Welcome to Amplified Youth Ministries. Our mission is to reclaim, connect, elevate, and activate. Over the next few minutes, we hope that you will be elevated in your leadership and activated in your calling.
It was supposed to be the greatest achievement in the history of astronomy. It cost nearly $4 billion, took more than 6,000 men and women nearly a decade to engineer. The idea changed the way astronomy was done. You know, the idea was to place a highly advanced telescope into orbit, where it could collect data from high above the distorting effects of the Earth's atmosphere. Scientists would be able to gather and decipher light from a distance more than 20 billion light years away. Solar panels were designed to power the 2,500-pound telescope. Delicate maneuvers. Scientists developed a system of gyroscopes to maintain precise aim at objects in the endless depths of the universe. The crowning glory was the telescope's main mirror. It's over 9 feet in diameter. It took 6 years to grind the concave masterpiece to exact specifications. And on April 24th, 1990, NASA placed the Hubble Space Telescope into orbit. Crowds gathered around computer screens, waiting for the first images from the world's first orbiting observatory. As the data began to pour in, the air of anticipation gradually turned into bewilderment, then disbelief, and finally shock. The unthinkable had happened. The lens wouldn't focus. Even the closest planets appeared as blurred blobs. Familiar stars were no more visible than what had been from the ground. It was determined that the main mirror's specifications, they were only off by 1/50th of the width of a human hair. The telescope was virtually useless. It would require 4 years and hundreds of millions of dollars to rectify the error, all because of a mistake so small that the most sensitive engineering equipment could detect it. Wow. You know, I was 17 years old when I discovered that my own main mirror was out of focus. You know, I had considered myself a good guy. I made mostly good decisions. Heading down the road to success, I was motivated, had good intentions, but was confused regarding the destination. I finally came to a realization after mess-ups and failures that my character development, it had to be more important than my career track. I realized that my definition of character was messed up, and I needed to find out what it really meant. You know, I've learned that there is no consensus on what it means to have character. Now, we can all name various traits that a person with character has, what a person with character possesses, but what is it? You know it when you see it. Oh, that person, they have really strong character. Or that person, man, they lack character. But how do you define character? We need to understand, to know the definition of character. Everyone expects you to have it, but without a clear definition, a target to shoot for, you know, we easily are deceived into thinking that we are, in fact, men and women of character, and that it's everybody else who has a problem. Some define character as friendly and nice. Some define it as standing up for one's beliefs. And the rightness and wrongness of those beliefs is rarely questioned. Often just because a person takes a stand, they are branded as a person of character. And the bottom line is that in our culture, character is a moving target. It's here, it's there. But the Bible presents a very different picture. It isn't moving, it's stable, it's static. Why? Why doesn't biblical character move? It's because of the source. Biblical character finds its source in the character in the nature of God, rather than the behaviors of men. Good character is nothing less than the reflection of the character of God. True character is mirrored in God himself. Character is the will to do what is right as defined by God because he is our creator, he is Lord, and because he's Lord, he owns us. So character is the will to do what is right as defined by God regardless of personal cost. You must understand that character demands commitment, and it always comes with a price. It comes down to what price are you willing to pay. Do you want to pay the price for sin or the price for holiness? One demands a payment up front, and one hides the price until it is too big for you to pay. Sin's price is like a debt with increasing interest that makes it impossible to pay and unbearable to live with. See, you must also realize that there is absolute right and wrong. History tells a story of a missionary to Borneo. Japanese were coming to execute him. The tribe decided to hide the missionary. But the missionary said stop, and he wouldn't allow them. Why would he stop? He could save his life. And this was the reason. Because that would require them to lie to the Japanese. And the missionary believed in the absolute truth that lying under any condition is wrong. That missionary would give his life for his character. Wow. Now that is strong character. The issue comes down to lordship. Are we willing to make Christ the Lord over our lives when it costs us personally? Character is a long-term position because there are many costs to character in the short term. Character builds interest as well, except this interest is like an investment, not a debt. You pay the price up front, and God puts that price of character in a bank account, and over time, this character builds interest, and one day, God sends you a paycheck with a huge dividend, a huge reward, the blessing of favor in a career, a dream fulfilled, a healthy relationships and friendships, a blessed marriage, an amazing family. We need leaders with strong character. It's not optional, it's mandatory in God's kingdom. The people of this world, they need to see people of character. So let us be a mirror of Christ, reflecting his character to this lost and dying world.